From the silent heart of the Mesoamerican jungle, a colossal mystery emerges for centuries. Before the Maya built their towering pyramids, before the Aztecs forged their mighty empire, a pioneering civilization laid the very bedrock of a continent. They were the Olmecs. Who were these rubber people? How did they carve such immense monuments from rock kilometers away? What spiritual beliefs drove their artistry? And what enduring legacy did they leave behind that still echoes through the rainforests and ancient cities of Mexico today? Join us as we delve into the human heart of their world. Our story begins in the humid, fertile lowlands along Mexico's Gulf Coast. This wasn't an easy place to build a civilization. It was a land of dense rainforests, meandering rivers, and vast swamps, challenging to navigate and rich in resources. Yet, it was precisely here, around 1500 BCE, that the Olmecs learned to master their environment. They drained swamps, built raised fields, and cultivated maize, beans, and squash, providing the agricultural surplus necessary to support a growing, complex society. From these agricultural roots, the Olmecs began to construct the first great ceremonial centers of Mesoamerica. Sites like San Lorenzo, rising above the floodplains, weren't just villages. They were complex, planned communities that foreshadowed the great cities of later empires. Here, monumental earth mounds served as platforms for temples or elite residences. Public plazas hosted gatherings, and sophisticated drainage systems managed the abundant rainfall. These were the crucibles where Mesoamerican urbanism and ritual life were forged. The Olmecs were master artisans. They meticulously carved jade, obsidian, and serpentine into exquisite figurines, masks, and ritual objects. These precious materials, often sourced from distant regions, speak to their extensive trade networks. Their skills extended beyond stone. Evidence suggests they were adept at processing rubber, a resource unique to their region, giving them the name Olmec, or rubber people. By later Aztecs, this rubber was likely used for bowls in ritual games, a practice central to Mesoamerican culture. No monument defines the Olmecs more powerfully than their colossal stone heads, carved from immense basalt boulders. These 17 known sculptures are breathtaking in their scale and artistry, each a unique portrait of a powerful individual. Each head stands up to 3 meters tall and can weigh over 40 tons. They depict mature men with fleshy cheeks, flat noses, and slightly downward-turned mouths, often wearing elaborate, helmet-like headgear adorned with symbols. The basalt for these heads was quarried from volcanic mountains, often dozens, sometimes over 100 kilometers away. Imagine the sheer logistical challenge, carving these behemoths, then moving them through dense jungle, across rivers and swamps. With only human power and ingenuity, it was a feat of engineering, organization, and labor that speaks volumes about the centralized power of the Olmec rulers. These were not random acts. They were meticulously planned projects, requiring thousands of man-hours and incredible foresight. The colossal heads stand as enduring testaments to the power and artistry of the Olmecs. Yet, Their world extended far beyond these silent sentinels into a complex spiritual realm dominated by powerful deities and intricate rituals. If this quiet journey through history has captured your curiosity, I invite you to consider subscribing to the Dusty Codex. Your support allows us to continue unearthing these forgotten narratives. Before we delve into the heart of their beliefs, I'm interested to know, what do you imagine was the Olmec people's greatest motivation for creating and moving these colossal heads? Share your thoughts in the quiet comments section below. For the Olmecs, as for many Mesoamerican cultures, the jaguar was more than just an animal. It was a sacred entity, the ultimate predator, embodying strength, cunning, and the mysterious power of the underworld. Its image permeated their art and beliefs. This reverence gave rise to the iconic word jaguar motif human infants. With snarling jaguar features, these unique figures, often carved in jade, likely represented shamanic transformations or the sacred lineage of rulers. Olmec spirituality was deeply rooted in shamanism. Priests, believed to be able to communicate with the spirit world, performed elaborate rituals, perhaps using hallucinogenic plants to induce visions and transform into their animal counterparts. Their deities, many with jaguar-like attributes, ruled over the earth, water, and maize. These gods would later evolve into the pantheons of the Maya and Aztecs, demonstrating the profound and lasting influence of Olmec cosmology. Beyond spiritual life, Olmec society was highly stratified. Rulers, often seen as divine intermediaries, held immense power, supported by a priestly class and an elite who controlled resources and labor. Commoners farmed and sustained the populace. Their ceremonial centers, like La Venta, were masterpieces of urban planning, featuring colossal heads, elaborate altars, and even buried mosaic pavements, all meticulously arranged along a precise north-south axis, reflecting a deep understanding of astronomy and cosmic order. The Olmecs are often called Mesoamerica's mother culture because their innovations didn't stay confined to their heartland. Their advanced ideas, artistic styles, and religious concepts radiated outwards, profoundly influencing nascent cultures across the region. From the earliest Maya city-states to the Zapotec civilization in Oaxaca, we find echoes of Olmec art, architecture, and religious symbolism. The very concept of monumental sculpture, urban planning, and the veneration of the jaguar can often be traced back to the Olmecs. Beyond art and religion, the Olmecs are credited with developing fundamental Mesoamerican innovations. Evidence suggests they were among the first to use a sophisticated calendar system, and perhaps even a form of hieroglyphic writing precursors to the complex systems of the Maya. They also likely pioneered the ritual ball game, a practice that combined sport, spirituality, and even sacrifice, which would become a defining feature of nearly every subsequent Mesoamerican civilization. Their innovations laid the intellectual and cultural groundwork for millennia. Around 400 BCE, the great Olmec centers like La Venta were abandoned. It wasn't a sudden, cataclysmic collapse like Pompeii, but a gradual, mysterious decline. The monumental sculptures were defaced or deliberately buried, signaling an end to an era. The reasons remain a subject of intense debate. Environmental changes, perhaps deforestation and changing river courses due to their own intensive agriculture, might have played a role, making the lowland environment less hospitable. While their great cities fell silent, the Olmecs didn't vanish without a trace. Their people likely dispersed and assimilated into other emerging cultures. Their ideas, however, continued to flourish, forming the foundational DNA of Mesoamerican civilization. The Olmecs, Mesoamerica's enigmatic mother culture, remain a testament to human ingenuity, artistic brilliance, and complex spirituality. Though their voices are silent, their colossal heads and enduring influence continue to whisper secrets across the humid jungle, inviting us to listen more closely to the forgotten echoes of time.